Hello friends, it's Cindy Brumbaugh from CindyLeeBDesigns.com, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today's fun fold is a new type of easel card that I saw my friend Karen Titus make, and she also gave credit to Susie Wood for a card that she got in a swap. So I want to let you know I did not come up with this. I'm not sure who it was, but we're going to trace it back two levels down, Karen to Susie. So this is a fun one because this easel has a lot of the inside covered up where you can write your message, and it stands really straight up. I love that. So we're going to be using the Magnolia Mood. It's the online exclusives bundle. You just go to stampinup.com. You can also go on my blog and you can press shop with Cindy, shop with me, and it takes you right there. This Magnolia Mood has these big blooms in it, a small bloom, and a bud, and has some great just cursive writing. Just reminds me of just writing, sitting outside on your porch writing a couple notes there. And so it has these gorgeous dies that cut 1, 2, 3, 4, and it also has the one that cuts this, I call them like lacy die there. Is that beautiful or what? So I also used the layered floral 3D embossing folder, which is also carrying over into the new catalog on May 1st, 2024. And so you can still get that. So on this card, I did use a DSP that was from Celebration, the Sunny Days one that had the really pretty petal pink. But on the card we're going to make, I'm going to use our current Subtles DSP that comes in the 6x6. So here is our beginning of our card base here. And this is a piece of Pebbled Path, one of our in colors that's staying around another year. Remember, the old in colors with Sweet Sorbet, Tahitian Tide, and Parakeet Party, and Starry Sky and Orchid Oasis are leaving. So you need to get any of those in colors that are leaving before the huge rush. You want to get your ink refills. Don't forget that. Any coordinating things. If you invested in the cardstock and the ink pads, you want to get the stuff that matches it. So this is the Pebbled Path. I'm using an 8.5 by 5.5. Now these measurements are on my blog. You can, underneath the YouTube, there's a paragraph description. Press the link. It takes you right to CindyLeeBDesigns.com. All the measurements and products I use are there, along with them all being underneath the YouTube video as well. So we're going to use this piece of, we're going to put our 8.5 at the top of our scoring tool, and we're going to score at 1 1/4 and 4 1/4. And that is going to make our card fold in half in a landscape position. And then this is the piece that folds up to start the easel there. Okay, so this piece here is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. There you go. So we're just going to throw that right on that part of the card so that we have that part done. I'm going to just look at the top and the two sides here to make sure I have 1/8 of an inch border the whole way around. And then this is going to fold up here. Okay, we're not adhering it down because it has to be the easel part that opens up here. But this piece is also going to have DSP on it, and that is 1 inch by 5 1/4 because this was 1 1/4. So I guess you could make it almost any measurement you want, but 1 inch is perfect because you get a lot of inches out of your DSP, whether it's a 12 inch by 12 inch or a 6 by 6. Now the next piece is also 1 by 5 1/4. We just put that down on the inside of the card. Down there, and doing the same thing, getting a 1/8 inch border the whole way around. And then this piece that's on the inside of the card is also the same measurement as this one. Now I could have changed it up just a tiny bit because we have this piece here, but I just went ahead and left it, and then I'm going to make my 1/8 inch border around there. Now on this one, I just stamped in Pebbled Path. Just a note to let you know that you are loved, and a flower over here. I actually want to add a little bit of petal pink into there. But this one, I decided that we're going to do that note there, But I was thinking I would like to put the bud that I'm going to mimic on the inside. So now I just have to get out that bud here. So I think I'm going to just stick that bud because I have it on the outside. I'm just going to find a block here. Where are where's all my blocks? Okay, there we go. I have got so many projects going on right now because I'm getting ready to go up to Pittsburgh to do my classes. So I've got a lot of activity going on, and we're gonna just put that bud right over there in that corner. So there we go. Add some petal pink on the inside. I remember when petal pink came out, I was like, oh, it's not pink. It's not pink. And I was a little, I now think it's one of my favorite colors. So I'm just going to get my 1/8 inch border the whole way around. There we go. Doesn't that look pretty? Now we're just going to build the front of it. This is how easy it is. I just cut squares. You could easily use your perennial postage dies or the deckled rectangles, but I just went ahead and used the old paper trimmer, and I just cut it to 4.5 by 3 1/4. So 4.5 by 3 1/4. And then, like I said, I used the layered florals, and if this is 4.5, this is going to be 4 1/4, and this was 3 1/4, so this is going to be 3. So there we go. And the reason why those measurements work so well is because you're using the front of the card and you're just layering down. So you're just layering down, and it just has a nice visual look to it. So there we go. And we can go ahead and put that on. We know we have it going right in the middle. So we're just going to pop some seal on there, come over here, just get the same amount showing top, bottom, and left and right. So there is going to be our panel that's going to sit up on our easel. Now for the easel, I just went ahead, and you really want to have it sitting right at the top of that DSP. So I just did something simple, and I used one of the die cuts that's in the die. And actually, I had a little bit of glue on the back of this, and then I just put that little die cut on a piece of, here we go. I do believe that I know I had my Pebbled Path to match the DSP, so it's 1 inch, and I think it's 2 1/4. Yeah, 1 inch by 2 1/4. So I made this 3/4 by 2, the white, okay? Now I want that to sit right against the bottom of the DSP. So I'm going to pop this on there, some dimensionals, because you want to have the dimensionals to hold up that easel part. Okay, so one thing I was going to show you that I did is I'm just going to use my roller, but I do believe I used my grid paper before, and it is underneath. The thing I love about using the grid paper when I'm stamping is it is a roller. And so I knew that this was 5 1/4 and this is 2 1/4. That leaves you 3 inches left, 1.5 on each side. So what I did is I just put my DSP at the 1 inch, and I knew I wanted to meet here and have the DSP. Now remember, the DSP is at the line here, not the card. So I've got the DSP, and I know if I go over to 1.5, then it's going to be 1.5 on each side, because if I move this, you'll notice the DSP there, and it's perfectly placed with what, 1.5 inches on each side. So, you know, that's just crazy me. And then the easel can sit just like that. And the reason why I went ahead, now of course these easels work after they've been in the card, which is wonderful. So the reason I used this lacy leaf die there is because of this beautiful thing. It mimicked these leaves here. But you could easily have done something else in the stamp set. Like you could have used this leaf and stamped it and cut it out and put it down there. So whatever you want to do, or you can put your sentiment down there, but I ended up putting my sentiment on the front of the card there. So what I want to show you is I stamped this bud, and I want to have it on the card as another visual point of the card. And I'm thinking I would like to do it this way. So what I'm going to do is put this, when I get that glue there. Okay, I'm going to put this on right now. I think I would like it. It can go up, and I like it going up over there. And then I'm going to put it, I'm going to tuck it so that it just goes like that. Now I'm going to put my dimensionals on. Before I tried to tuck in the flower after I had the dimensionals on, and I'll tell you what I used. I just used the end of my spatula tool. I mean, my take your pick tool. I used the spatula end to get under there, and I can't believe I did not tear that. But then again, I was praying to Stampin' Jesus, and he helped me out there. Oh gosh, I love him. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna put the dimensionals. I love that this die has ample room for us to throw our dimensionals on in different places. And let's put a couple minis on these little areas. You know, a lot of times with these lacy dies, you don't have a lot of space, but that's whenever you get out your adhesive sheets and use those. And I'm just going ahead and popping some of these on here just because it's going on to an embossed panel. And when you go on to the embossed panel, you want to get the wow, look at that. Wow. And one more. I was on a roll there. Looks like I got them all. Oh, this one. Okay, so they're all, no, I didn't get that one. Okay, things were going well. Okay, so now we're gonna put this raised up here on the front of our panel, making sure that we have clearance down here. That was another thing on my sample card. I didn't have the clearance, so make sure you're under here so that whenever you go to lift it up, this isn't touching there. Okay, so use this as your boundary line. Okay, so I just went ahead and stamped my happy birthday, and the happy birthday, I just didn't border it because I used this as a little bit of a border here. And when I put the gray on, it was just taking away from the light, airy feeling of that die. And I did raise it up because I wanted to, and I thought it looked cute. So here we go. And we'll put that right there, using, like I said, that as your kind of like a border over in that section there. I hope that that is glue. It was, yay. You know, when you see that and you're like, oh darn, did I end up? Okay, so how cute is that? How easy is that to do? You just start out with your typical 8.5 by 5.5, and you scored it 1 1/4 and 4 1/4, and then you've got your fold, and then you just find out. Now this doesn't have to be a rectangle. This could be a circle, whatever you want to have to hold up against here. And this doesn't have to be a rectangle. It's just you need something to hold up something. So I just thought this was a great new easel card. And like I said, I like it because you have more room to write in here. And the other ones, when you do them, they tend to have, you can see the writing when you put the easel up, because I like to put an easel up higher. So I hope you guys try this. This Magnolia Mood bundle, remember, is on the online exclusive. So you, oh, I almost forgot to put on my little Juby Jews, as my friend Lori calls them, little Jubies. Okay, so we're gonna do, another thing, I'm so happy that these rainbow adhesive dots are carrying over, because they are just perfect colors. I mean, we've got a ton of colors in this rainbow adhesive. You've got your blues, your purples, your pinks, and so thank you, Stampin' Up, for carrying over the rainbow adhesive dots. Amazing embellishment, because just when you need one, I mean, look at all the different colors: Pool Party, Balmy Blue, Azure Afternoon, Fresh Freesia, Bubble Bath, Lemon Lolly, Petal Pink, and Flirty Flamingo. So you have got both sizes in that, and it's just a great embellishment pack to have on hand whenever you need to finish off a card. And of course, I finished off with the Petal Pink ones. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to text me at 724-323-2296 or email me at cindyleeb@gmail.com. If you have any questions, you can also comment on my blog or my YouTube channel underneath the YouTube video. But remember that YouTube will be public. So if you have any personal information that you need to share with me, don't do it on either one of those, and email me at cindyleeb@gmail.com. Thanks for buzzing by, friends.